Welcome to the Yield Tactics podcast, your go-to source for all topics related to yield and revenue management, pricing strategies, and industry insights. We're diving deep into the dynamic world of revenue management and pricing across various sectors, with a particular focus on travel, leisure, transportation industries, and beyond. From airlines optimizing seat inventory to hotels adjusting room rates based on demand, and even to theme parks maximizing ticket sales, yield management plays a crucial role in ensuring businesses extract the maximum value from their resources. Joining us are Yield Tactics senior consultants and partners, industry experts, thought leaders, and pioneers in the field of revenue management, who will share their expertise, experiences, and innovative strategies to help you stay ahead in this ever-evolving landscape.
This podcast is brought to you by Yield Tactics and Airline Tactics, the foremost consulting firm specializing in revenue management and pricing, serving clients worldwide.
Welcome to a special episode of the Yield Tactics podcast. Today, we're breaking away from our usual format to embark on an exciting journey across various industries and sectors. Get ready to dive into the world of pricing challenges as we explore 29 different industries across the globe, drawing on our expertise primarily from the airline sector.
Airline pricing is extremely sophisticated. However, the lack of effective IT solutions makes pricing teams focused on technical aspects, while yield value lays in strategic approach. As a result, the airline industry lacks pricing strategy expertise, and average tickets price drops accelerate without being fully replaced by ancillaries. At Airline Tactics, we strongly believe an effective pricing strategy should be based on powerful benchmarking and analytics capabilities, allowing high speed to market, clear, fair branding structure, reinforced by a multi-channel and segmented fare distribution strategy.
Banking and insurance. With the advent of online banks and insurers, it has never been easier to compare and buy new financial and insurance services. While traditional players face competition from online banks and financial startups with expensive acquisition methods and aggressive prices, the profitability of these entities raises questions. What if optimizing price grids based on customer segmentation and usage would attract more customers while maximizing their average spending? Yield Tactics offers its services to financial institutions that want to change their pricing structures by establishing competitive price comparison processes, refining customer segmentation, and performing revenue simulations to determine the impact of new pricing structures.
Bus lines. Whether they compete with train services, low-cost planes, or multiple bus operators, long-distance bus lines are pressured by the price positioning of their business model, making yield management the only strategic approach to develop a profitable business. Yield tactics audits and health checks can be the starting point, identifying gaps and opportunities to increase your revenue.
Business Travel Yield Tactics, offering for corporate business travel purchase managers and departments, is positioned to serve S&P 500, DX and CAC 40 companies and public administrations with more than $2 million annual spending in air tickets. Initially driven by Airline Tactics senior consultants to benefit the large corporations from our airline revenue management expertise, the service is being extended to other travel sectors. Our service is positioned as an additional layer between the corporate and the travel management company, providing independent advisory and insights to conduct effective RFP definition and price negotiation by better understanding airlines' revenue management dynamics on specific routes and origin destination, O and D.
Car parks revenue management is probably the most promising discipline to leverage parking revenues. Over the last decade, the digitalization of the economy and the growing technological startups ecosystem offers new opportunities to segment, promote, and distribute parking offering to fill up the low demand periods. Dynamic pricing and elasticity on peak dates and hours have rarely been tested for car parks, leaving untouched incredible potential for better profitability. Yield Tactics senior consultants work alongside your teams and technological partners to analyze your data and show you the best way to implement pricing and distribution strategies to increase your revenue.
Car rental and car fleets management, Yield Tactics senior consultants are revenue management experts who can easily dive into car rental businesses' challenges: no-show rate reduction, supply and demand forecast, peak days and events management, fleet positioning, and leisure and weekend demand versus business customers.
Car parks revenue management is probably the most promising discipline to leverage parking revenues. Over the last decade, the digitalization of the economy and the growing technological startups ecosystem offers new opportunities to segment, promote, and distribute parking offering to fill up the low demand periods. Dynamic pricing and elasticity on peak dates and hours have rarely been tested for car parks, leaving untouched incredible potential for better profitability. Yield Tactics senior consultants work alongside your teams and technological partners to analyze your data and show you the best way to implement pricing and distribution strategies to increase your revenue.
Consumer packaged goods. We help businesses in any industry to improve their assessment of the optimal price for their products. Among many factors, we examine product value, competition, price elasticity, and customer willingness to pay. We assess the pertinence and effectiveness of your promotional activities, propose fair increases, and design efficient price structures. We can calculate the right pricing points for your new products, applying psychological pricing theories validated by science and research. By choosing Yield Tactics pricing experience, you will have the confidence to maximize your revenue and profitability. Cruises Yield Tactics assists river and sea cruise ship companies in establishing segmented sales and distribution strategies to ensure that, at every stage of the booking curve, they have the right inventory on sale, on the right distribution channel for the appropriate international market, at the maximum sellable price. We offer standard services such as audits, health checks, and revenue management teams, training and coaching. Our senior consultants also offer more advanced services, such as engaging with your technological partners, implementing pickup and forecast models per cabin type, Orgesh, weeks of departure, Arbesh, itineraries, as well as managing cross-cabin, upsell, and overbooking strategies, taking into account cruise-specific constraints such as lifeboat capacities.
E-commerce Yield Tactics assists e-commerce companies to benchmark their prices online and set up advanced dynamic pricing systems.
Education Yield Tactics consulting services can be tailored to your specific education needs. How to price your classroom and online educative programs in order to maximize your earnings, respective to your targeted students, desired quality of education, and campus capacity.
Energy, oil, and gas. Whether they distribute energy produced from green or carbon power sources, energy distribution companies are pressured by an increasing number of factors and must take advantage of deregulation and tax exemption opportunities. Consumers can easily compare energy prices, no matter what their individual energy usage. This is where pricing strategies are critical to ensure each customer has access to a competitive basic tariff with appealing upgrade and bundles offers.
Ferries Yield Tactics consulting services can be tailored to the specific needs of ferries, revenue optimization per season and mix of vehicle types, segmented distribution and pricing associated to onboard ancillaries revenue strategies, and implementation of dynamic pricing benchmark processes.
Freight and Logistics Yield Tactics senior consultants are revenue management experts who can easily address freight and logistics business challenges, applying the most advanced yield management techniques to maximize load factor and revenue of your warehouses, logistics platforms, and vehicle fleets.
Hospitality Yield Tactics experience particularly makes sense for hospitality, hotels, residences, campsites, B&B apartments. Whether you are a large hospitality group or an independent hotel, our senior consultants will help you to deliver more value from your revenue management strategies to increase your daily average rate, revenue per available room, and gross operating profit. We can audit your business with our frameworks and propose recommendations for maximizing revenue on peak dates, better segment your pricing, and adopt low-demand distribution strategies, taking into consideration the willingness of the customer to pay for upgrades, food and beverages, and the various services your establishment proposes.
Industrial goods. Pricing is probably the most promising discipline to leverage industrial goods revenues, especially when economies are facing shortage. Dynamic pricing techniques and price elasticity analysis represent incredible potential for better profitability. Yield tactics. Senior consultants work alongside your teams and technological partners to analyze your data and show you the best way to implement pricing and distribution strategies to increase your income.
IT companies yield tactics. Senior consultants assist IT companies and startups to be highly profitable by adopting the most optimized pricing structures, taking into account specific cost structure of the industry such as development, client acquisition, client lifetime value, and marginal cost per additional user.
Media and advertising yield. Tactics experience in revenue management applies to media and advertising. Whether your advertising space is physical or virtual, available advertising space can be highly season dependent, which requires varied yield and pricing tactics to maximize its revenue. Our senior consultants assist you in taking more opportunities, maximizing revenue on peak dates, times, and increasing reservations during low demand periods using proven price and distribution strategies. Meetings, incentives, convention and exhibitions, property owners and managers moving beyond rooms or space-only revenue management and aiming for a total revenue property approach are definitively on the right track to reach higher profits. Yield tactics helps you implement the revenue management strategies that best fit your business, segment, location strengths and weaknesses, as well as your geographical area.
Public sector. The public sector offers a number of services to citizens, and some of them come with a price. Yield tactics helps you implement the right pricing strategies that best fit your political, stakeholder, and economic constraints. Public transportation. Our consulting services are also available for public transportation networks that are aiming to increase their revenue to invest in new infrastructures while managing customer price perception and institutional stakeholders. Yield management associated with digitalization can also be a response to reduce congested peak hours. Our senior consultants can tell you more about this on a call.
Railway. We help railway companies establish and simulate new fare grids, taking into account seasonality, holidays, days of the week, times of the day, budgeted revenue, customer segmentation, as well as public stakeholders' price perception. For rail services competing in large domestic markets or internationally with high-speed trains, we assist in creating best-in-class automated benchmarking processes against airlines and long-distance bus for multiple origin destination, O and D. When a monopoly position exists, fair pricing caps yield management logic. Yield tactics experience in pricing, family clustered structure and ancillaries will increase your railway company's revenue while keeping customers and institutional stakeholders satisfied.
Real estate. Real estate companies face a pricing dilemma. While it is essential from a cash flow perspective to have a large proportion of properties sold before construction, selling them too quickly may underscore that the selling price and overall return on investment were not maximized. Yield tactics suggests applying revenue management techniques from the airline industry to build a sales process that allows selling of the same unit type and size at different prices, allowing you to gradually increase the selling price per square meter up to the end of construction while reaching 100% sales of your units.
Retail. Which pricing model should you use? Should you apply the manufacturer suggested retail price, MSRP, or use the keystone, bundle, discount, penetration, loss leader, or many other pricing strategies. Yield Tactics senior consultants will help you design models and processes to ensure your teams can apply the most optimized tariffs at any time, maximizing your pricing and revenue in the long run.
Technology companies and startups. Technological companies and startups are of great interest for the worldwide multi-billion-dollar travel market. However, travel industry is not easy to disrupt with digital technology because of its intrinsic pricing and distribution complexity, and because of IT providers' monopolies. Yield Tactics can bring valuable insights to startups and tech companies willing to enter the travel business, saving your project and development teams thousands of coding hours.
Telecommunications. Yield Tactics is well positioned to serve telecommunications companies such as internet providers and mobile networks, which are facing deregulation in a highly competitive environment.
Theme parks. Yield Tactics experience in revenue management applies to theme parks, ski resorts, and tourist attractions. Our senior consultants assist you in taking more opportunities, maximizing revenue on peak dates time, and increasing reservations on low demand periods using price and distribution strategies from the travel industry.
Tour operators. Yield Tactics senior consultants assist tour companies facing revenue management challenges with their business. Our yield management expertise makes sense for optimizing the sale of your packages and products and also better negotiating with your suppliers, annual pricing, groups, and allotments.
Transportation. Yield Tactics offers pricing consulting to all transportation businesses: airlines, trains, public networks, bulk and containers, goods, trucks, barges, ferries, toll gates, highways, bridges, tunnels, taxis, mail, delivery networks, and others.
Travel and tourism. Yield Tactics serves companies across the travel and tourism industries, including hotels, airlines, rail companies, cruise lines, ferries, bus networks, car and vehicle rental services, meetings and events operators, travel startups, and many others. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast to catch every upcoming episode. And if you have any questions, comments, or topics you'd like us to cover, feel free to reach out to us.
Stay connected with us on LinkedIn and visit our websites yieldtactics.com and airlinetactics.com for more exclusive content and information about our consulting and training services. From our websites, you can download the Yield Tactics magazine for free, featuring in-depth articles covering topics such as organizational transformation, advanced pricing techniques, marketing, revenue optimization, and distribution. The ideas and opinions expressed by our guests on this podcast are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or endorsements of Yield Tactics. Also, when we mention specific companies or products, it's important to note that such references do not constitute an endorsement by Yield Tactics, nor do they imply any business relationship between us.